Welcome to Neutral Voices. This is In the Know. And we're going to get you in the know tonight with about doing business on the southeast side of town. And we got one of our own. We're going to help talk this discussion with us. I know her as Dr. V. You might know her as Miss V, but we're going to talk to Miss Veronica Towns. But we're going to talk about doing business on the south or southeast side of town. How you doing, Doc V?
What's happening, Doc?
I'm doing good.
That's good. That's good.
I'm nervous.
You don't be nervous. You do this all
You
the
do
time.
this
How
every
you
day,
nervous?
so now you're nervous now.
4 times a week. How you nervous
Really?
now?
Come on,
Really,
man.
Doc V?
You know, it's the study of fear. I don't know.
It's a study of fear.
Steady up.
Subject we got
False
coming.
evidence
Yeah.
appearing real. That's all it is.
Yeah. But Doc V, as we're getting into this, we're talking about doing business on the south or southeast side of town.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you have mentioned many a times that you intentionally have stayed on the southeast side of town. What makes you want to stay on this in this part of town in your community?
Well, you know what comes to mind? So I have to be honest real quick. A tree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when the Bible tells you to be planted as a tree,
Mm-hmm.
rooted. So I'm rooted. My roots are on the south side. So it's not just that I was born and raised on the south side, but you know, even as an adult and able to move, I've lived north, and I'm like, this is not my vibe. I don't like this. I don't like all of that hustle and bustle and craziness. So just because of how I am, I'm rooted on the south side. And the thing is, the other side of that is my commitment to my community. So as I actually did my demographic studies, you know, when
Mhm.
you're doing a business plan,
Yeah.
etc.
You go to the man at the library?
Yeah. Y'all know.
Yeah.
Yes. But anyway, but doing my studies, I realized, man, I have a heart for my people when I say my people, I'm talking about my people, my community, my neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
people on the south side. They
Yeah.
don't have to
Mhm.
necessarily look like me.
Right.
But if I have a service, a service that I know people benefit from,
Right.
I want to provide that service and offer that service to everybody. And of course, you know, optimistics, we have people coming from all over. Now, so that's the interesting part.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I remain south, but when you have something that is good,
Right.
some of the people that work in the salon, they are good.
Mm-hmm.
When you're good, people are going to come to you.
That's
They're
true.
going to find you, and they're coming from north, south, east, and west.
Right.
And that's the truth. And we have a lot of clients that come from other cities.
Now, that's
Mhm.
business. That's business right
Oh,
there.
yeah, that just means that the people in there do quality work.
You spoke something. I want to ask you this. Many a times we hear that we can't make the money on the south side of town. We can't draw the people on the south side of town. So we go west, we go north, we go east. We leave this area because we're told that those people, like you said, from the north side, they're not going to come here and patronize you. But you've been in business for 25 plus years and you
It's
have,
easy. Yeah, I was gonna say, like almost, and I'm just saying this because it does matter. Almost 30,
almost 30.
almost 30
Mhm.
years.
Wow, that's an
and,
accomplishment.
and I say that because I would be lying if I told you that I never had days where I didn't feel like that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I say that because 5 matters. 5 is the number of grace.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like every time I say to God, give me grace, I get another 5 years in. And
Wow.
so I'm saying, so it matters. So I'm in the midst of a grace season. And so I have no stopping in me
Mhm.
at this time. And it's really funny because, you know, 50 is a jubilant number.
Right. The year
And
of Jubilee.
and I could tell you clearly, if my body could handle it, I would push for 50, but y'all know what I would be looking like. But what I would be feeling like. But, you know, so just that stamina. So I say this many years it's only been because of having amazing people working with me. And then so the jump off matters. So when I started having family with you
Mhm.
as the foundation,
Right.
see, a lot of people be thinking they know your story.
Right.
but they don't know your story.
Mm.
And so, I appreciate this because first of all, y'all caught me off guard with this whole thing. But I appreciate the opportunity because I really never had an opportunity outside of way back when I did my grand opening, and I think Jimmy Jam. No, it wasn't Jimmy Jam. What was his name?
Jimmy Connors.
Yeah, Jimmy Jam.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Fort Wayne Jimmy Jam. But anyway, we were doing a live remote at my salon.
Right.
And they asked me a few questions, and I was able to answer those questions, put all my heart in it. But it was amazing at the time. My mom was right there.
Right.
So my mom was instrumental. My father, my sister, and my brother, Frank Towns, DJ Nitty up in it. No, but my sister, Tawanda Parker, they all were with me. My
Right.
cousins, my auntie, uncle. People say you can't work with family. So I just want to first say that's not true because my family was there for me from the receptionist to the security to my mother was managing and rest her soul, but she was managing. My dad was doing what he do,
Right.
So I had family
Right.
there. And so if it wasn't for the family and the strong foundation of dedicated, loyal, listen, these words a lot of young stylists don't
Right.
understand, but dedicated and loyal stylists that were with me at the beginning and some that are with me even now.
Yeah.
And so that says a lot for somebody to hang with you for 30 years
Mhm.
almost in your establishments. That's
That's
major right there.
great.
That's God.
Yes, and that is loyalty. That's friendship.
Yes.
That's the base.
Yeah.
Now, you're seeing a revitalization here on the southeast side of town, and up to 30 years that you've been in business. I know people told you, even like you say, that there's times to leave. You're still not going to do it, but you still have done it. Watching the revitalization, is it a good thing or does it have drawbacks because this out here that they're trying to build up, there used to be Southtown Mall. What is it?
Mhm.
Southtown Crossing, I think
Yeah.
the name of it is
Southtown
now.
Crossing.
They're trying to build up. Miss Golden is putting her real estate office out there.
Yes.
My old client. I love
Something
her.
else is supposed to be going out there. So
Starbucks.
I'm sorry?
Starbucks.
That's right.
Yeah.
But seeing this revitalization on the southeast side of town, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? What
It's
do
an
you see as a
awesome
business
thing. It's an
person?
awesome thing. I am excited. As I said, I'm rooted. So no matter what happens,
You're not
unless
going
they
nowhere.
say, right, we get ready to tear that building down, we get ready to run a highway through, I mean, that's where I am. And so to me, it's awesome. It's necessary. And it's been a long time coming to see other businesses open on the South Side. As people, we have been blessed to be placed because God gave me optimistics. There's no doubt because when I was looking around for a building, the way that building, came about, that was God. And so I can't get into that story, but God gave me that building and that location without a doubt. Having a location right next to a school, right adjacent to a church, another business, the sign company
Right.
right next door.
Was the car wash still there when you
The
started?
Yeah, the car wash was still there.
The car wash. So I'm just saying, but being put in that position, we were and we are the heartbeat of the South Side. I mean, when you look at us on the map where we're centered, we are the heart of the South Side.
Mhm.
And so one of the things for me is looking at the businesses that opened, looking at the salons and barbershops that began to open along even Oxford Street. So to
Mhm.
me, that's awesome and amazing. I don't care what the business is. I invite more businesses come alongside of us, support the South Side, support us. And so I'm just looking to see how far the reach will go with the businesses expanding on the South Side.
Yes, you mentioned one thing, and I'm going to tell you, I commend you working with your family. I love my mama, but I don't think I could work with my mama. I'm going to tell you.
Hallelujah. Say that.
I love my mama, but nah.
Listen, people that know,
Man.
people that know.
Woo.
Listen, we have done so many things at Optimistics, and so I say this because I have to give credit to my mother, being mine. I would come up with ideas and throw them at her. She would toss them to my dad, and they would throw them back at me and say, "Go ahead and do it." And so starting out, I was 25 years old, purchasing a commercial building. Thank God for the CDC, who I was able to work through, create my business plan. Dr. A.V. Flemings helped me write that. That was a stressor. But from that beginning and then moving on, when I tell you, if it wasn't for having strong parents that were able to say, okay, now get it together.
Right.
You don't need to do that. and so that helped me a lot on
Yeah.
the South Side. So just, having that, I'll say they placed that stability in me and that, okay, it's time to sit down now.
Yeah.
You're doing too much. And so, but I have to say this because I know, I don't know, I knew you may have another question, but I just want to say this.
No, go ahead.
I want to say, because I haven't had this opportunity, but thank you to the amazing stylist, barbers that came out of Optimistics all of the years that you were there. And I feel so blessed. You have no idea when I hear of different people that opened their own businesses, opened their own salons and barbershops coming out of Optimistics, or even renting a booth somewhere else, but you're flourishing and you're living good. And I just want to say thank you for those years that you contributed to Optimistics.
Your humility is a good thing. And that actually was leading into my next question, because we as a community oftentimes do not like to pass on our business secrets or our business models to be able to let the next person come up. You fostered businesses out of Optimistic. You helped establish businesses.
Yes.
How does that, and obviously it make you feel good, but how does a person go about that and find that realm? Because you ask a cook his recipe, he ain't gonna tell you his recipe. He'll get you to the point, but he ain't gonna tell you that one spice that make it kick. But you've given people, keys to the game. So
that is so true. And that's funny because I remember when I first started and I was doing the Fashion Connection, the clothing boutique that we had inside the salon. And I started, moving throughout the community. I couldn't get one person to give me, any information, where to buy the hat, the jewelry, nothing. And so you're right. But when you're led by God and you're doing what God told you to do, people ask me sometimes, why did you name it Optimistics Enterprise, not Veronica's Clip and Flip?
Right.
And I tell people all the time, it's because it wasn't for me. And I didn't know. I was, 25 and popping and doing whatever I was doing. I didn't have a clue, but the name came to me without hesitation. I knew it was an enterprise because it was for other people's businesses.
Right.
And so I was obedient to that. And it was never about me making money to get rich. It was about me opening my doors so other people would have a place to begin their business. And that's why I call myself the salon, the beauty incubator, because we provide an atmosphere conducive for growth and stability.
And that's good. And we need more of that. We need more of that.
We do.
I mean, in competition, not everybody comes into your field to run you out of business. I know some people do, but some competition is good sometimes. It keeps you
Competition
keeps
is
you
healthy.
on your toes.
It's healthy, especially when you're competing in your own field, because it just makes you better at whatever that is. It makes you hone in on your craft, and you're going to dribble that ball a little longer, and you at that free throw line a little longer because you want to be the best. And so that just makes you, Fort Wayne has a lot of best.
Yeah.
We
do.
Barber, stylists, nail techs, etc.
Right.
But there's a lot of best. And it just, I just love helping people get started, because think about it. When you come out of the beauty school and you don't have any clients, how are you going to pay booth rent? Or how are you going to do this if you don't have somebody to help you? And so, or you relocate to the city. And so Optimistics has helped so many people, even people that's just visiting the community that are licensed, so that they have a place to work while they're here and while they're trying to sort out life to see what's my next move.
Wow.
And so, so we keep our doors open. I'll say for any professional in the beauty industry.
That is an amazing way to be, and that's okay. And I'm not going to hold you much longer, but one
thing I want to say before you get to that last question, just one thing I got
to
get this out there, and I know we got to get out here, but I just want to say this one thing, and this is just this is a word of wisdom to up and coming and current business owners, salon owners. When you are going to fill your salon and you're shopping for new talent to work in your salon, the only thing I would say, and this has been one of my challenges and struggles as a business owner uh, on the South Side, any side, as Optimistic Enterprise, people come to my salon to shop for talent.
Out of your
Out
salon?
of
They
your shop.
literally walk through my salon. I could name a whole bunch of people y'all know, but I won't do that. They know who they are.
We'll get
But
more
they
viewers if you
walk
do. But I'm
through-
joking.
They walk through the salon and they solicit my workers. They hand them cards so that they can come work at their salons. I've had guys come and talk to the barbers and tell them you don't need to work here. There's too many ladies here, etc. I have them do this all the time. And that is how some people feel their salons. So my word is to you, my word of wisdom is go to the beauty schools. And that's where you should be shopping for your future workers for your salon.
That's ever so true. That's
Well, I
ever so
mean,
true.
I would, if I was you, I'm just saying me personally, if I was in that situation, I would take that as a badge of honor.
And I don't fight it, but I'm just, trying to help them because maybe they weren't taught that.
well,
and
I mean,
being an educator, that I teach that to my
well, I
students.
mean, I look at it when I say take it as a badge of honor, they come into the best of the best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're
Right.
coming to optimistic. Okay, she been running this city for 30 plus years. Instead of, I mean, I would look at it like, instead of trying to take your talent, hey, can I sit up under you for a minute?
Well, they don't do that. I mean, I have
mean, and-
people, I do have
Yeah.
other stylists that call me for strategies on how to get and keep that many people at one time.
Yeah.
Because since I've been open, I've never not had at least 10 people
Mhm.
Well, that's
the
a testament.
entire time.
I mean, yeah.
And so I do have other salon owners that call me for that, and that's awesome. And I love that because I would love for us to get to the table and have a think tank of
Right.
owners. That would be
Mhm.
awesome. But a lot of people look at it as this is a cutthroat industry. We're all in competition. I'm not in competition with anybody because I haven't taken a new client in 30 years plus years because I don't. That's not what I do.
Right.
And so it's not a competition thing. But my point is ethically,
Ethic.
Ethically, yeah, I
Yes.
get what you're saying.
you should not shop.
No.
At somebody else's place.
Yes. And recently I've had one of my workers actually invite the lady to leave. And she said, how dare you
That-
come here
That's loyalty, though.
shopping for
Yeah, I mean,
people.
that's loyal.
And
That's
she was
loyalty.
very bold about it
Yeah.
and said she was looking for this young lady because she wanted her to come and work at her shop.
Yeah.
And that has happened all
The
along. And so,
indignity of that.
but I'm still standing thanks to God.
Yeah.
I'm just
Mhm.
saying I'm here and I'm gonna be here until he says shut it down. I'm gonna be like Jesus. I'm gonna put it down when I get ready.
Well, I mean, I just said you missing one thing at the shop, but
I got it already. I got you.
Well,
You're
What
gonna
if you
have to
missing
stay
it?
tuned. He talking about
the barber experience. I
our
need the
barber
barber.
experience. We
Boy,
have it.
I need that.
we have it. You'll see. Stay
Uh,
tuned.
Stay tuned. So that's
okay,
a new
I'm gonna
wrinkle
stay
she got.
tuned.
She got.
tuned.
So stay tuned. But before we leave, Doc V, I want you to encourage our community, not just salon owners, but business people,
Yes.
so why they should come or stay in a
Absolutely.
Black community or in the southeast
South.
side of town. But also give them, because we're going to be talking about fear tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So give them something, faith over fear, because I heard you speak a lot about your faith and a
Mhm.
lot about your beliefs.
Yes.
Faith over fear. Encourage somebody that's out there that doesn't know how to start or is on the verge of shutting down.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, we won't talk about that, but yeah, to people that potentially or new business, I'll say thinkers, you're thinking about it. I do mentor young adults, and there is fear connected to starting a business. And I can tell you for myself, yeah, it was a big fear factor, but I had the support system around me on all sides. So the first thing I would say is if you have a vision, first of all, be careful who you share it with
Mm.
because you might end up like Joseph and you may have a season of being in the pit and it might be by people that's closest to you.
Preach.
However, remember the end of the story. because there's a palace and it didn't stop in the pit, and there's no limits to where you can go and what you can do. The question is, who are you surrounding yourself with, and who's going to help you push this baby through this vision that you are getting ready to give birth to? Who's going to help you? And so for me, I already shared with you businesses on the South Side. I've been here this long, and I'll tell you, our dollars are just like anybody else's dollars.
Amen.
Say it
And
again.
I'll say, as a Black community, multi-race community, we buy what we want,
Mm-hmm.
period.
Yes.
No matter where it's at, we're going to get it.
Yes.
And so you better believe, if you got the best ribs, no, you got the best chicken,
Yes.
or you doing the best haircut, we will come to you. And so you can't be afraid of the rumors when people say that we don't spend money on the South Side. That is not true. Because if the South Side today made up their mind that they weren't going to go north or west to spend their dollars, then you'll see who has the power. The power is on the South Side too.
She can't preach no better word right there.
I'm just saying.
Doc V,
That's the truth.
yes. We thank you for being here with us as a guest and not just a panelist.
Well, I
We
appreciate
appreciate
that. And can
yes.
I say one more thank you?
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say thank you to you, to everybody. I said as far as the panel, but thank you for what you were doing to help and to encourage the community to help optimistics during the struggle.
Right.
So I don't want to make it seem like we got the glow and the halo
Right.
over us and we don't run into issues and
Right.
hard times, because I'm in the midst of one right now. But God is all powerful. So I have no fear about how that story is going to end. But I do want to say thank you for those of you who found and you saw the GoFundMe that Neutral Voices started for.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty.
He's guilty.
I'm
But
guilty.
Neutral Voices started for me, for my salon. And I just want to say thank you. And for those of you that called me and said, hey, I got something for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Obviously, I don't have it all, but I have no fear that I will. I already know that God is going to do what, the unthinkable. And so, but I just want to say thank you.
We love you,
and
Doc V.
everybody.
We actually love you, Dr. V.
We can let you go out. And as
Thank
you heard,
Love
go to
you.
our Neutral Voices Facebook page or the Neutral Voices Network Facebook page. The GoFundMe is still up. We're trying to reach that goal. Every dollar will help. We need to help. As you know, those that she said that she has helped foster business in the community, organizations that she has helped be on boards and do things. Every dollar will help. If you love her, you'll help her. But we're going to be back tomorrow. We're going to be talking about fear. What is your biggest fear? What causes fear? Are you afraid? We're going to talk about fear. Are you afraid of?
What are you
have fear?
afraid of?
What are you afraid of?
You.
We thank you for joining us tonight at Neutral
Silly.
Voices. And as always, we tell you, always protect your mind. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
You only give one.